I like that now Ahmad's getting 90 minutes. I said it 2 weeks ago before you went to New York. I said if Man United want to play better football and be more consistent in the final third, Amad Diallo is the most important player. He is our Bernardo Silva with a bit more about him actually in the final third. Yeah. He can finish, he can pass, he can get in between the lines, he can dribble. He knows when to release the ball and when to dribble with it. I just really like his decision making. And what I feel like happened in that Southampton game massively for me is that the players have realized how important Amad is himself. I feel like the players were like, yeah, cool, Amad's playing. He might get dragged at 60 minutes, or if he's not playing that well, he might be the first to come off. No, he got 90 minutes because Van Nistelrooy and Eric and these players have realized this is the real guy we need in the final third because he gives us that balance. He gives us that, I want to see us penning teams back for 15, 20 minutes. You need players that can keep the ball to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be pinball. And Amad was always the outlet, always the one looking for Diallo, slipping him in down the side, taking the man on. Like, I'm so happy for Amad. And I just think, you know what, if we want to be successful this season in terms of the league and trying to go for the Europa League and being good in this final third, Amad has to play. I'm sorry, but Antony, that rehearsal last night, you failed, bro. If I was the X Factor audition, man's hitting the buzzer because it weren't good enough. Not taking on his man, not confident, can't even out sprint a 6'5" defender. I weren't that impressed. His man on. Don't say that. Nah, Musa. We can disagree. It's football. I don't think that Antony done enough to even
he
show.
He took his man on though. You see the take-ons he had though.
Yeah,
so
he weren't really sprinting past his man like that. He weren't really sprinting past his man like that. I'm not a fan of Antony, and I just don't think he done enough yesterday for me to be like, yeah, I'm pushing for a start. Amad's got that unlocked. So
that's how he got the penalty. That's how he won the penalty.
Yeah, he ran in behind. He ran in behind, not on about getting past his man when he had his moments.
Yeah, but aren't they different types of players? Doesn't Antony like to play around a player and Ahmad can take them on? Isn't it just slightly different type of
I think Ahmad can do it all. That's what I love about him.
Antony to me looks like a give and go.
Antony can take him on.
Ahmad is definitely. Antony's definitely a give and go. Yeah, Anthony.
100%. I don't think Anthony's a one-on-one guy. I think he's a give and go.
I think he used to be though. Because, but when he first came to United and we started to, and we was watching, he can do it, like the little flary tricks and all that.
I'll be real with you. Like, he was doing that maybe at Ajax a little bit. I'm not doing the sentimental thing. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to come in here.
I'm not trying to see. See me, if Diallo's not playing, I'm trying to see Antony on the right wing. I'm not trying to see Rashford. I'm not trying to see Garnacho on the right. I want balance, and I want people that can play in that position. It's a different type because if we think, because Ten Hag's already shown, man, and he's already shown Ahmed Diallo that you can be flipping player of the month and do all of that, and I'll drop you in the big game. I ain't got time for it. He's already shown that he's not sure to drop him. He showed that to the whole fan base. So he'll drop him for Garnacho if he needs to. If a big game comes round, it don't matter what he's done previously and player of the month, all that nonsense. So, and I keep on saying it, Eric Ten Hag's best team is Højlund up front, Garnacho on the right, Rashford on the left.
Højlund?
That's
okay.
That's what he sees.
Yeah, that's what he thinks in his head.
That's what he sees. He sees that. I don't believe that, but that's what I believe. I think
the temple, man.
Yep, Garnacho on the right.
Garnacho's better on the right. Listen, he's not dropping Ahmad for no one. Love him.
He's already done it.
He's already dropped
He's dropped Antony more than he's dropped my man.
After he was playing.
Speaking of dropping, actually, some of you need to hold some
but we're just trying to show you.
Went through a stage. Or some of you went through a stage where you were like, "Raw, you don't drop Antony. He's his favorite boy. That's why Sancho don't get this." Now my man's dropped Antony and not only done that. Wait there. It gets better. Kind of hold smoke, bro. It gets better. It gets better.
I hear that, nature. I remember man saying.
Not only.
What do you mean you hear that?
No, you know time ago. Every week. Yeah, getting your feelings.
I don't get why
Antony dropped himself. Antony dropped himself.
I'm gonna land it for you. Then you can cry.
Go on, land it.
Yeah. Then you get to the stage where my man's even cussed flipping Antony about him training, having to work hard. Hold up. To a bigger extent, he actually went in with paragraphs. Sancho just got a sentence, bro. Sancho got a sentence. Got a paragraph of my man. Antony ain't come out and started bawling over papers and that.
I'll tell you why it's different.
I'm on the bench, bro.
It's different.
This is because he got first-hand embarrassment. This is because Antony gave him first-hand embarrassment when Antony refused to play left-back. And he badded him up in front of the whole world.
He played left-back. What do you mean refused? Don't lie. No, you lied. We're not trying
Remember,
to lie.
he batted
Don't try this.
Don't
try this. He played left back.
We didn't see Antony bad up Ten Hag and saying he don't want to play left back.
Just because he didn't want to, he still did it. He still did it.
I'll tell you why it's different.
You man didn't see that.
One was before.
Yeah, but he batted him up though.
Don't try this.
Let me land. One was before a game.
After he batted him up though, he batted him up.
1 second,
screwed him on the pitch and said, "What do you mean left back?"
And he still followed his orders.
Okay.
And you man still said he was a favourite.
The reason why the two things are for me separate situations, because one was before a game in a press conference, etc. One was after a game where we lost, and Sancho was made to feel a scapegoat for that loss. So all the attention now, it was because you got to remember, we just got to make sure.
Saeed, it's not even just that. It's the fact that this manager spent £85 million on this player. And he has to explain why he's not playing. He has to explain it. He has to justify why he wasted our money.
Let's go.
He's got to justify why he wasted our money on a player that he's not using.
My
That's
thing
what
is,
he needs to do. 85 million. You don't spend 85 million for a player that can't get into your team. You need to explain to me why you spent that money. You can say Sancho's not his player.
You know me, bro. No one's having that conversation. We ain't going to have a conversation until we address what one.
It's not even close to the same discussion that we're having.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
He called out a player for not being good enough in training, whatever, and the same energy is not the same because man said he was the favorite, bro. Said Antony was the favorite. Never going to get dropped. He loves his
No. Hold on a minute.
That's what you lot said.
By the way, we need to know why this point is relevant to the Ahmad situation because I need to know what you mean by that because that's the main point. I was like thinking, what are you talking about here? Why is this relevant to the Ahmad situation?
Well, you man were saying, Ahmad, Leon said Ahmad got dropped. I was like, yeah, he got dropped for what?
He did get dropped.
Game. Yeah, he got dropped for one game.
Yeah.
But you said he's not because you said he's not dropping Ahmad because you said before that he's not dropping Ahmad.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the context to that is you lot were saying what you thought Ten Hag's favorite team was, and I'm saying as of now, my comment was as of now he's not dropping my man for the right wing. He's not dropping
because
Ahmad Diallo.
I think what Naji's saying is
Let's
that
just get
just for the Liverpool
we said he already did that.
Ten Hag's realised that dropping him for the Liverpool game was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
Now,
so he realised.
How do you know that though? How do you know
drop the player in the mouth?
Come on, man, you lied,
bro.
You lied.
This is what I'm saying. You can't handle your lies, bro. Your narrative. You can't handle it, bro.
You're telling me. By the way.
Right.
Ten Hag likes Ahmad. Ten Hag likes Ahmad. Ten Hag rates him.
This is my point, Musa. I'm coming, Musa.
This is crazy.
I told you, Saeed, that flipping Ahmad Diallo will be the starting on the right wing. It's going to take time. And you know I'm saying, he's abusing Ahmad. He should have started this. Agreed. This was last season. Now we got to a stage. Wait there. Now we got to a stage where man claimed that this was his favorite player, not Ahmad. Antony was his favorite player. He would never get dropped.
Your words, not mine. Time, though.
Now he's getting to a stage where not only is Antony getting dropped for Ahmad, now he's coming out in press conferences giving the same lyrical about Sancho regarding training. So he's been consistent, but the energy from you is not the same.
When did he drop Antony? He's dropped Antony time ago because of the performances. We're talking about a player that we all know. Hold on a minute, let me land. We're talking about a player that we all know is got that right hand side locked here, and he dropped him in the biggest game possible where we needed Ahmad in that game.
Absolutely, and he got it wrong.
And he got it wrong, and he's made that mistake, and he realized
he's corrected the mistake, which is what you man want to see.
I'm telling you that it ain't a mistake. This guy does it all the time.
You were saying you would never drop Antony, never.
No, forget that.
Who said that?
Ten Hag dropped Antony.
Who said this, by the way?
Ten Hag dropped Antony last season.
I said that.
Read the comments, bro. Read the comments what he said about Sancho.
Antony last season.
Read the comments what he said about Antony.
When did I say that, man? Then
two different
energies will never be dropped. When he's never put in performances, he's never been dropped anyway. I go by performances. Yes or no? How have I said Antony will never be dropped? When it goes about performances, and he literally hasn't been performing. So naturally, over the course of the season, everyone's seen that he's never been performing.
Mad agenda, you know, Saeed. Because you lot missing the context again already, yeah. You lot already missing the context over Sancho and Ten Hag because you man were saying it's based on performances in the match. Ten Hag told you it was about training. So even now with his favorite player, my man's talking about training and Antony. The consistency is there, but you man wanted to run narrative.
No. You know what it is. You know what it is.
You're on the wrong path.
Now you're using Sancho as the measurement now.
I'm just saying that,
did I say Sancho, by the way? I talked about Ahmad's situation. So let's concentrate on Ahmad versus Antony. Yeah? Because we know who clearly is a better player. We know who clearly is a better player. Have deteriorated. Ahmad hasn't. Ahmad's consistently played well.
You don't need to tell me that. I was the one who told you, man, to put Ahmad in the team before you even locked. We did the stream, bro. You know that.
Do you know what it is, Neji? I know what it is. Neji.
I said about Ahmad long time. Don't try that with me.
You have to tell your manager because he wasn't listening.
You know, Musa, you know what it is? I know what Neji's trying to say. I know what Neji. I know Neji. No, Neji, I know what you're trying to say. There's a lot of times that we've gotten to 10 off for certain things. I know what you're trying to say, but I feel like the build up to how Antony was dropped is a bit different. Like I feel like Antony. Remember, he had all the stuff going on with the that case he had. Those bare little things happening. So there's a lot of context to why and how Antony's dropping kind of develops kind of thing.
Another example, Neji, and another example, Neji, though. Quickly, another example, Neji. Now, 1 second, quickly. Let me show you something. Quickly, though.
No, it's going to move on.
See, what you're saying is true. Like, let me give an example, though.
I
don't want to move on. Let me show you something.
I'll come back to it in a second, right.
It's like now, Neji, I'll say to you, Ten Hag will never drop Bruno Fernandes. I would say that, and I've said it. It's on camera. Yeah. Everyone hearing me say he'll never drop him. Does that mean that Bruno cannot play himself into bad form where he's forced to drop him and someone like Zertsky comes in and takes over the 10? Of course that can happen.
Yes, it does.
But based on how, but that's what I'm saying. But based on what the reason I'm saying that he'll I'm saying the reason. But listen, the reason I'm saying that he'll never drop Bruno Fernandes is that or when we say he'll never drop Rashford, is because we see that the manager play these type of players throughout a bad patch and try to play them into form. So we saw Eric Ten Hag when Antony was playing bad, still consistently pick him over players like Sancho and other players, playing him so he can play into form. So we made that statement, he will never drop Antony. But it doesn't mean that the brother can't end up then getting dropped because he plays himself out of form and someone else takes a position like Garnacho did last season.
The correction, I have to correct you, bro. The statement that was made by Ten Hag was regarding his training and what he's doing off the pitch. He's got to work hard in training to earn that back. So again, it's consistent with what was said about Sancho training. It's inconsistent with everything is based on the form of training.
Why didn't he use it with Rashford and all of that?
Yeah, why do you use that logic with Rashford?
So that's the conversation, and I'm happy to have it.
That logic is flawed by Ten Hag.
Listen.
No, but that logic.
Yes or no? Is that logic flawed by Ten Hag?
That is a relevant conversation, and that is no problem to have. I'm saying to you, hold up. I told you get vexed. I told you get vexed because I've highlighted the bullshit. I know it. Absolutely.
No, but listen to this, Neji. Rashford's another winger.